Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to start the show today by showing you these videos. Take a look at them.
Hello, Internet. I've got this podcast where I interview extraordinary people, and I'm really happy with it. If you like podcasts, take a listen in the link.
And if I have to, I will come to the White House dressed in sackcloth and beg for more money, or at least get the money that Hunter Biden owes me for all those cocaine and crack shipments.
And as for you in the chat talking about trees being placed somewhere, I don't give a flying fuck. We're dancing if Jesus put those damn trees, use the community offline.
When Trump, 2024, wins again and makes this country great again, we're going to leave scum like you in the dust where they belong.
Now, if you thought that these videos are real, let me tell you, these are all fake videos. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying in spirituality: the world is an illusion. But aside from philosophy, quite literally, the world of artificial intelligence around us seems nothing less than an illusion. The line between what's real and what's fake has blurred. Deepfake is part of our daily lives like never before, threatening our safety. Called 21st century's answer to Photoshop, deepfakes use a form of artificial intelligence called deep learning to make fake images, videos, and audios. Now, such videos are also used to create entirely original content as well. Deepfakes are well known for their ability to create remarkably realistic and often misleading content, especially of facial manipulation and voice synthesis. How is it done? Well, these videos are created by machines that use deep learning algorithms. They scan thousands of pictures using the AI algorithm called the encoder that allows machines to learn similarities between the two faces and reduces them to their shared common features. This encoder then feeds the new or the wrong image to the original source, and another algorithm called the decoder reconstructs the face with the expressions and the orientation. Many such deepfakes create pornographic content online as well. As per a survey, the total number of deepfake videos online in 2023 so far is 95,820, which is about 550% increase over 2019. And among them, deepfake pornography makes up 98% of all deepfake videos online. 99% of the individuals targeted in deepfake pornography are, not a surprise, women. India, by the way, is the sixth most susceptible nation that is targeted by deepfake porn industry. What are the costs involved in it? Well, nothing. It now takes less than 25 minutes and costs nothing to create a 60-second deepfake pornographic video of anyone using just one clear face image of theirs. Scary, risky, and a huge threat to our personal safety and reputation. But what's really the solution to it? I discuss this with my guests on the show tonight. I'm joined by Ajay Garg, former Senior Director in the IT Ministry. Kasthuri Shankar, actor, she joins us. Kanish Gaur, cybersecurity expert. And Vinod Singh, co-founder and CTO, Concirus UK, also joins us. Kasthuri, I'd like to start with you. In the past few days, we've seen deepfake videos of Rashmika Mandanna. We've also seen deepfake videos and visuals of Katrina Kaif coming out. And these are just two of the very many examples online that are circulating of deepfake videos. As a woman, as a user of online content, how scared are you seeing this?
I'm extremely scared, not just as a woman, but also as someone with many political adversaries for my political views and activism. I'm extremely concerned because in the olden days, in them days, we used to have gupshup which was all sorts of malicious gossip, linking people with other people with absolutely, just baseless allegations with absolutely no substance to them. But now you can add the substance to them. Anybody, I mean, nobody is safe. Whether you be a celebrity, I think celebrities and people in the public sphere are more at danger because there's more material of their faces and their movements available for these fakers. But nobody's really safe. Anybody with a bunch of photos from somebody's social media account can create a deepfake video of them. It could be revenge porn. It could be something incriminating them in a crime. Worst case scenario is you could completely fake victims in a war. You can completely fake perpetrators in a huge murder. It's just so scary. I mean, Rashmika was so lucky because her OG video was available. The source material was available, so they could, prove it within a few hours, even though the damage was completely done. But they could prove it. So, it's different. What about completely original content? What about all the videos that we saw where Trump sounds like Trump, acts like Trump, looks like Trump? What do you believe anymore? Sab kuch maya hai to. Here's the flip side of it. If deepfakes are going to proliferate our world, then real criminals are going to get away by saying, hey, that evidence is just a deepfake video. And
that's just one of the very many ripple effects of deepfake. Yeah, let me get in Kanishk. Kanishk, what's the magnitude of the problem that we're looking at? How big is this problem of deepfake videos online?
Shreya, it's a serious problem. Earlier, these softwares for making deepfake videos were available on dark web, but now they are freely available on the surface web, on the internet. And there are tons of apps which are there on Play Stores, which could be used for creating these videos. And anyone could be morphed. So it poses a serious threat to the society. It could also be used for election interference, where the opposition party could post fake videos like the ones you posted with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. We've got Lok Sabha election coming in. So a lot of fake news could be used for propagating, leveraging some of these deepfake videos. So it's a serious threat and a menace to the society. And I think there are currently no norms for copying these deepfakes. Also, the ability of some of the social media platforms is in question. How they will limit, how they will counter, how they will detect these deepfakes. Once a particular video goes viral, what would be the mechanism to detect and take that down? So those are certain serious concerns which are coming out right now.
Okay, Dr. Ajay Garg, as somebody who served in the IT ministry, how is the government really dealing with this kind of a problem? We did have the MOS IT, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, give a comment when Rashmika Mandana's deepfake video came out. We have, platforms being pulled up to remove this kind of content. But at the level of the government, what are the authorities really doing about it?
I think when yesterday only the government came up with an advisory to most of the social media platforms, the problem lies that there has to be a very fine balance between the free internet and a responsible internet. And that's exactly what's the role of the government is. And I think they're trying their best in the most challenging of times that is there on the internet at present, how to deal with the present nuisance of all this fake content, all this irresponsible content. So the government came up with an advisory. But the larger challenge is that it has to bring an advisory within the ambit of the law, and that is the IT Act. An IT Act which was drafted in, which was enacted in the year 2000, last majorly amended in the 2010, has its own limitations with regards to the intermediary responsibilities with regard to the content that is being posted, because most of the time it is what you are doing is most of the time what you are doing on the internet is that the real person responsible for posting this irresponsible content is never identifiable. And it is the duty of the social media platforms that come and they actually hide themselves from into the realm of the safe harbor treaty. But the government has now increasingly saying that your safe harbor ambit has to be restricted if some irresponsible content is there on the internet.
How much of support, Dr. Garg, do governments get from these social media platforms, from these tech giants, when it comes to tracing the original source and helping the government find the real culprit?
So the problem is twofold. The original IT Act talked about a 48 hours of bringing the content down, and which subsequently, when the Aradhya Bachchan case and others, looking at the severity, the courts came down that you have to remove the content within 2 hours. So, first of all, the social media platforms actually try to adhere to whatever content that either the government or the legal authorities ask them to, or the judiciary asks them to remove, and they do it. But that is a very limited action. With regard to the proactive stance being taken by the social media platforms, I'm sorry to say that I have not seen much headway in that aspect, and I think time has come when these social media prints have to proactively identify technologies, tools, and means to identify and remove irresponsible content that is being posted online.
Okay. Vinod Singh, we are, of course, looking at a huge challenge where we can't differentiate between the original and the deepfake. But what are the little nuances, little, differences that we can spot in the two, where we as a layman, we as a common user of online content can differentiate that this is an original video and this is a deepfake video?
All right. I think, unfortunately, what we are dealing with this whole deep fake, deep AI is quite advanced and quite complex. And there's no, I think it's not easy to identify whether something is fake or something is real by our normal people. Even there are lots of technologies being built to identify the deep fake content, and they are still struggling. So unfortunately, I wouldn't say there is a bullet points or there is any bullet that we can use to identify, yes, this is a fake, this is real. That's the whole purpose of this whole technology, was to create something that looks as real as a real thing. What I would say that there are 3 or 4 tips that I could probably provide to your viewers. Number one, I think as some of our other panelists, they mentioned, it is a multi-layered approach that we have to take to tackle this issue. It involves government, it involves general public, it involves the tech companies itself. And for general public, because your question was more about towards the general public, I would say the step one is be aware that whatever you're saying, whatever you're seeing, on your digital platform, on your phone, anything else, make sure that you start with the feeling that it is not real until you figure out from different sources that it is real. So I think that's the biggest mental change that we have to instill in our brain, that whatever is coming out, we have to start with hoping that it's not real. That's one. Second thing is that this whole advanced technology requires a very huge amount of content of the person that is being mobbed. So I would advise people to keep their pictures or video or voice as private as they can. I understand it is almost impossible for celebrities to do that because of the work that they do. But I think for other general public, if you can avoid posting your pictures or anything in a public domain that anybody can access, please make sure you do not do that. And if you don't have much of content online, then it will be easy to identify those images or those fake videos. But if you have a huge amount of content, then it's almost impossible to really identify unless you apply it very advanced technology into it.
I think that's an interesting point, Vinod, that you make, that a mental change has to come before, because every time we go online, we use social media apps, the first thought is that, yes, this is real. You know, all the filters that are used on our pictures, all those scenic locations, all of that seems very real. And therefore, you know, the kind of thought process that we have right now perhaps needs to change. But Kasthuri, being in the public eye, isn't it difficult for you to, you know, refrain from interacting with your audiences, from people who follow you for a certain kind of ideology, for your work, for the kind of person you are? You have to be out there and interact, because this is a world which is running, unfortunately or fortunately, on the cyber, in the cyber world, on cyber terms. And therefore, how do you refrain yourself as a celebrity?
That's out of the question. That you cannot show up at work, Shreya, without showing your face on TV. I mean, my face is what, that is the biggest capital an actor has. We are not some kind of cyber hacker who sits in a basement and is completely making malicious videos. We need to show our faces. That's our biggest capital. So this is actually more dangerous in so many ways. I mean, if deepfakes can be used for all the ads, just think of the possibilities. If celebrity faces can be used to create original content without their involvement at all, we'll all be out of jobs. And then we have to deal with this kind of very convincing videos that will come out. So no, we cannot refrain from interacting. Social media is a tool for us. Our entire work is out there in the open. So no, we can't do that. And the worst part of this is these crimes are anonymous. While celebrities and people in the public sphere have our faces plastered everywhere, the crimes and the criminals themselves are anonymous. Who will you track down? As Ajayji said, who are you going to track down? How will you track down where the crime originated from? How are you going to punish? Forget punishing perpetrators. He was talking about removal of all the material in 48 hours. Hello, this is like the Hydra. You cut down one head, 100 heads will
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if the
place.
Rashmika Mandana video has been taken out.
Yeah, but it is still available. Are you going to deny that it's still available? Can I show you at least 10 different sources where I can see it right now? It's impossible that the internet has so many dark alleys that it's impossible to completely eliminate something from it. If you seek something badly enough, you will get it. And at this point, if you want something badly enough, you can create it also. So you cannot stop it. You cannot get rid of it. And you cannot find the guy who first did it. So it's just a lose-lose situation. And I hope, you know, our police gets updated, because right now with cyber crimes, I can even tell you right now with just simpler issues like abuse on Twitter. There is a guy today, he has posted pictures of a singer and called her very sexist and casteist slurs. We can't find him. The cops cannot find a cyber abuser, even with a tweet for everybody to see, with a Facebook post for everybody to see. We can take down his account, we can take down the tweet, but we cannot actually find and punish the guy. Even though the laws are in place, the rules are there, the provisions are there for punishment, you cannot find the criminal. It's just so frustrating. So I hope technology advances to a point where we can actually find and punish guys who even think of this kind of abuse.
Yeah. You know, Dr. Ajay Garg, I want to talk about this. Is technology the place where we are lacking in finding the real culprits, or do we not have tighter, stricter implementation of our laws which are already in place, or we need to get new laws and new processes to solve such cyber crimes and train our security personnel as well to tackle the kind of newer and newer challenges that keep coming up in the world of internet and technology?
Share what I'll say, that has to be a combination of the three. The technology is there, but the technology is not available at the magnitude, at the speed at which, because of AI. You understand, fake videos and morphed photographs were there prior to the AI world. But now with AI, the speed and the cost has come down drastically. You need a technology which can actually be able to find it on a real-time basis, on a real-time speed. And I think in this, the AI will be the answer to finding such a solution. That's one. As far as the present law is concerned, the present law is inadequate in the as far as the whole context of the IT Act. The two sections, Section 69, relates to removing content because in terms of national security, sovereignty, and other issues. The Section 79, on which the advisory was given yesterday, specifically is a form of an advisory that the safe harbor clauses of a platform will be taken off if such content is found to be illegal, if content is found to be illegal on their platforms. And there, the combination of the state advisory and judiciary has to play a role, and I think it's painful for many of the citizens. The third important aspect is that most of these fake videos are not generated from the original videos, but they are only original videos and photographs are used to create this new created content, as you rightly said in the early. And so the copyright clauses on many of the IP, the only via media for the personalities or the actors or known celebrities is the personality rights which we invoked during the Anil Kapoor case, where John Doe order was given by the court that any fake content that was found has to be removed by the social media platforms or the internet from the internet within 2 hours, and that's the only mechanism. So what you have to do is have to do a very have to play within the IT Act, the present Act, other mechanisms of common law to actually find solutions.
Can you also, Dr. Garg,
But that's not adequate.
yeah.
Let me finish up here. What you need is a new set of AI regulations, new set of regulations where the independence and the anonymity on the internet is maintained, but at the same time, the citizen is secured of all this nuisance that is happening at present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you also quickly, briefly explain for our viewers the Anil Kapoor case that you mentioned? What exactly happened and how did the ministry really go about it?
The ministry, Mr. Kapoor decided to actually enforce his personality rights and to take legal actions on all the people that were there on the internet, otherwise actually trying to malign his personality or create economic losses to him. One of them was the large number of deepfake photographs and videos that were there on the internet used by using AI. The problem with that was that, as Kasturi ji rightly said, that the the problem was that the creators of such deepfakes were not actually identifiable. So we had to find a via media. So criminal proceedings can never be initiated, and we took the civil route to actually ask the social media platforms to remove that content. But what additionally the honorable court actually gave in this judgment was, and which is path-breaking, is the John Doe order on all such deepfake audio, video, and images related to Mr. Kapoor to be removed and does not have to be on specific court orders every time.
Okay. Kanish Kaur, this of course is a challenge that is not just faced by adults, it's also something that puts children's safety at risk. And a lot of times cyber experts like yourself have mentioned time and again to not put photographs and videos of children as much as we do. And I think, personally, I think it's very bizarre to even have the Instagram and Twitter and YouTube accounts of newborn babies. But the fact of the matter is that, adults live in a world where all of these things are validating them more. But in terms of the kind of cases that we see, of child pornography owing to deep fake. That's a huge number, isn't it? And how are we really dealing with it?
That's a big problem today in the society because we have this habit of putting photographs of our young children on the internet, on Facebook, on Instagram, and you are making them vulnerable so that their profiles could be morphed, their images could be morphed. I have spoken to you in our previous show on sharenting, best practices which could be followed on not
Yeah.
sharing images of children, particularly non-consensual images of children, because these are easily morphed and then they are used on different porn websites. They're also a big risk to them because when they grow up, they will realize there are certain profiles of theirs which are created by fraudsters, which could be misused. It can lead to an identity crisis for them. There could be fake IDs created, in their with their biometric. A lot of these images, you will see the retina scan, the facial recognitions, all of that getting captured, and all of this getting used for creating fake profiles. Now, if you look at some of the videos which are floating today, there is enough content which is available, there is enough machinery which is available today for creating all of these profiles. And creating these videos are not difficult. Enough open source softwares exist. So children and adolescents are the biggest, at risk for some of these deepfakes because they are the future and their presence on the internet could create havoc for them when they are growing. As we move forward, most of our identity is going to be digital. And if morphed images, morphed videos are there, a lot of times these digital identities can also be morphed. So that's a serious consideration. So at this point of time, the best way is to not to share images of children and adolescents on the internet. Keep your accounts private. Ensure you don't have people, copying your images. Put lock on your profile so your images can't be copied. Also, if somebody is, sending you text on WhatsApp as from unknown number, try and ensure that you don't respond or block their profiles. Otherwise, a lot of people today I'm seeing is their WhatsApp images are getting picked, and these images are used by some of these fraudsters for reaching out to other people. There are tons of messages which people, receive from unknown numbers, and these have images of third parties, and there are a lot of morphed images. You could make out from some of these messages which come out, and we've got a helpline where we receive tremendous amount of requests from people where their images are being morphed or they are being, targeted by fraudsters, particularly with false images, and these images are picked up
So I
right from
think the
social
number
media.
of cyber crimes is increasing and the nature of cyber crimes is ever evolving. And just as we look at our government and these tech giants to do something about it, we also have a lot of responsibility. The onus also lies a lot on us, on what we put out online, on what we put on public platforms, and how we consume online content. I'm going to have to wrap this discussion up. Thank you so much to my panelists, Dr. Ajay Garg, Kasthuri Shankar, Kanish Kaur, and Vinod Singh. Thank you very much for joining us tonight and sharing your perspective on this big problem of deep fake and artificial intelligence being misused around the world and what we can do about it. Thank you very much.